The noise has faded, the dust has settled, and what once felt uncertain has now become a story of victory. Where Psalm chapter 20 held its breath in prayer, Psalm chapter 21 exhales in praise. You can almost see it, the king returning, the people gathering, voices rising, not in anxiety this time, but in celebration. The king rejoices in your strength, Lord. This is no quiet gratitude. It's joy, full, open, undeniable. Because the victory didn't come from strategy alone. It didn't come from power or numbers, it came from God. You have given him his heart's desire. It's a beautiful echo, a reminder that what was once prayed for has now been answered. What was once hope has become reality. And the psalmist reflects on the blessings that followed. You welcomed him with rich blessings, not just survival, but abundance. A crown of pure gold placed upon his head, a symbol not just of victory, but of honor, of favor, of God's hand upon his life. For a king like David, this wasn't just personal success, it was a reflection of something greater. Because when God's anointed is lifted up, it points back to God himself. To his power. To his faithfulness. He asked you for life, and you gave it to him. In a world where battles often ended in loss, life itself becomes a gift. A sign of God's protection, his sustaining presence. And then comes something even deeper. Surely you have granted him unending blessings, and made him glad with the joy of your presence. Not just victory, not just success, but presence. Because the greatest blessing was never the crown, it was knowing God was near. And this becomes the turning point of the psalm. For the king trusts in the Lord. There it is again. Trust. The same foundation we saw before the battle, now proven after it. And because of that trust, through the unfailing love of the Most High, he will not be shaken. It's not just about one victory. It's about stability. A life anchored in something unchanging. But the psalm doesn't ignore reality. It acknowledges that enemies still exist, that opposition doesn't simply disappear. And yet, there is confidence. You will lay hold of all your enemies, not from arrogance, but from assurance. Because when God stands with you, the plans set against you cannot ultimately succeed. Even what is hidden, even what is carefully planned, cannot overcome what God has already determined. And so the tone rises once more, not in tension, but in triumph. The focus shifts away from the king, and returns fully to God. Be exalted in your strength, Lord, because in the end, this was never just about a battle. It was about who God is. Strong. Faithful. Present. A God who hears prayers before the battle, and receives praise after it. And as the people lift their voices in song, you can feel the rhythm of it all. Trust. Before. Faithfulness, during. Praise, after. And maybe that rhythm still speaks today. Because we all face our own battles, our own moments of uncertainty, but this psalm gently reminds us. The same God you trust before the breakthrough, is the same God you praise after it. And his strength has never failed. If this message spoke to you, share it with someone who needs encouragement today, and subscribe to continue walking through these reflections together.